What's up, y'all? It's Chandra with Divine Beauty Coaching. I know it's been a while. I know it's been a while since I've been around, but I'm back. I just had to take a moment to get my mind in alignment for my assignment, okay? Sometimes that is so necessary. I'm going to tell y'all straight up, okay? When you have a calling on your life and you have that understanding, sometimes you just have to make sure that you are in alignment with what God has for you and what God wants for you. Okay, and I just had to take a moment to withdraw, but I'm back and I have a message for y'all. I'm gonna kind of be touching on the Bible, but I also want to touch on this wonderful, wonderful book that I've been reading, y'all. It's so good because I can be honest, my biggest downfall is forgiveness, right? I've been betrayed a lot in life, so it becomes difficult for me to forgive. Like, once somebody hurt me, it's just kind of like, it's hard for me to like look past what a person has done to the point where it controls what I have going on in my life. So, I'm so anxious and I know God said be anxious for nothing, but I truly desire to heal from, the brokenness, the pain, the betrayal, things in those nature. And with that being said, I went and I went to the library and I'm like, man, I'm pretty sure it's books. There's all sorts of books out there. So I decided to, I just was looking for different books, not even particularly a book for forgiveness, but I just so happened to I was actually looking for books about veganism. And God led me to this book. I looked down and I seen this book. It's called Forgive to Live, How Forgiveness Can Save Your Life. This book is so good, y'all. And I'm only on chapter 3. Like, it's just that good. But I wanted to share with you guys. Every chapter that I read, I'm going to express a little bit of, what I'm receiving from it and how it can also help you. Because I know a lot of us, the reason why we're, stagnant in life, the reason why we have so much animosity, resentment, built up is because of unforgiveness, not being able to forgive other people and not truly having a good understanding of what forgiveness is. You know what I mean? So I want to help, while I'm helping myself, I also desire to help others go through, give them ideas on how they can also get through their unforgiveness so that they can forgive and live the life that you want to live. Because believe it or not, forgiveness depends on your survival. And I didn't realize that until I seen this book, until I read this book. I want to tell you guys a quick story. In this book, it's a doctor, and it was a man that he did work on, and basically what led him to tell that man's story. The introduction is where he spoke on this. So basically the man, he was angry. He just had so much animosity built up, and it caused him to have high blood pressure. High blood pressure, like his blood pressure would skyrocket to the point where he had to take medication in order to keep his blood pressure down. And a lot of us don't understand, but the things that we allow to control us control our health as well. And that's so important. Like, your life depends on your forgiveness. And I thought about it, for myself. I'm thinking, dang, my father had high blood pressure in his 30s. My mother has high blood pressure. And I'm just like, and they say that, the reason why they ask, when you go to the doctor and you sign on those papers, they ask the history of your family members, is because 9 times out of 10, you are also going to inherit those same diseases. But you don't have to if you break the generational curses that has held your family bound and that are attached to those diseases. But I'll go into that a different time. But we got to understand, Your forgiving, your life depends on it. Okay? It can save your life. How forgiveness can save your life. His name is Dr. Dick Tibbits. Okay? Dr. Dick Tibbits. Now, the first chapter, right? It speaks on how life should be fair, right? We all feel like life should be fair. If somebody wrongs me, then they deserve to be wronged back, right? We have this get even mentality. You know what I mean? Whatever is done to me must be done to somebody else. Like, let's think about our children, how we see. I could talk about my own kids. I have a 9-year-old and I have a 4-year-old. 5-year difference, okay? 5-year difference. But my 9-year-old, if she's being disciplined in a certain way, she's looking at me like, well, why is he not being disciplined in the same way? Then I have to sit and explain to her, well, you're 9, he's 4. There's a difference there. You guys are not going to be disciplined in the same manner because your understanding is greater than his understanding. And, and that's how God works. You know what I'm saying? God disciplines us based on the level that we're on, if that makes sense. Some of us can handle more than others. So God will discipline us in that manner, in that way, if that makes sense. So some things are going to seem unfair. You know what I mean? If God has a particular purpose for you, right? And he knows in order for you to get to that purpose, he must make sure you have certain characteristics. Make sure that you're humble, he has to mold you, right? So certain things are going to happen. Understand life is going to happen. And guess what? Life is going to seem like it is unfair. But you have to understand God has a purpose for the things that he's allowing to transpire in your life according to your purpose, according to your journey, right? So it might seem unfair. You might see a person and they might be having it made and doing this and doing that. And they might not even be a follower of Christ. But here you are, you're a follower of Christ. You're obedient. You're doing what God wants you to do. But you're not reaping certain benefits, or you're not receiving the things that you feel like you should be receiving, right? But understand that God is strategic, right? God is strategic and he's intentional. So what he's doing for you is for your good, right? But life should be fair, right? We have this mentality that this is the golden rule. Do unto others as you would like done unto you, right? So we don't necessarily follow that rule. And that goes for everybody, even myself. We want others to treat us kindly. We want others to be kind to us, do us right, this, that, and the third. We have the expectation, if I do this person right, then they're going to do me right. But that's not necessarily the case. You know what I'm saying? People are going to treat you according to how they feel like you should be treated, right? That's just the nature of it. You know what I mean? And everybody's, the way that everybody learns, the backgrounds that they come from, everybody's expectation of how a person should be treated is going to be different, right? So we have to have an understanding. We all don't have the same understanding, right? When it comes to treating how you should treat a person, right? Now, like I said, we have this mentality of, what you do to me, I have the right to do back to you. But that's not necessarily true. Even in the word of God, it says that Jesus' disciples asked them, how many times should we forgive a person? Jesus said 70 times. They said 7. He said, no, 77 times. You're supposed to forgive a person as much as God forgives you. Think about how much wrong that you do. You know what I mean? On a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? The thoughts that you might think when you see certain things, the actions that you take, you know what I'm saying? That other people might not see, but God sees it. And he still gives you grace and mercy. You know what I mean? You got to understand, you're supposed to give people as much grace as God gives to you. You know what I mean? So, and don't have the expectation that you're always going to get even, because that's not going to be the case. Sometimes most of the time, it's going to require, in order for you to live a happy life, a peaceful life, you're going to have to just say it is what it is and move on. That's just what it's going to have to be. Certain situations, you know, you might hear about something that somebody may have said about you, or something somebody did about you, and you had no clue about it. And somebody finally comes along and tells you about it or something. You know, sometimes you just got to say, you know what? It is what it is. Because I can't allow what a person did to me to dictate my life, to have control over me. You understand? So we have to get in this mentality that what a person does not control me. Yes, life seems unfair sometimes. You know, it's unfair that some people can get away with things and nothing happens to them. And sometimes bad things happen to good people. Yes, that sucks. And remember, God said, it said in the Bible, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. He didn't say the weapons wouldn't form. He said they wouldn't prosper, right? So being that God said the weapons wouldn't prosper, they're going to form. They are. That's just what it is. Even with Jesus, think about Jesus. During his ministry, the weapons formed against him. The Pharisees were trying to plot and figure out, how can we take him down? The whole time, this is the Son of Man. He came to save them. Not just them, everybody. He came to save them. But they just wanted him to be wrong so bad. They wanted to put him in a bad light so bad, to the point where they was questioning him, asking him different questions, trying to trip him up. But he was so good. He was so embedded in God. He knew, because God was in him. God placed his spirit in him. He was the Son of God, the Son of Man. So there's nothing you could say or do to trip him up, because he was firm in God. And that's how we have to be. We have to be so firm in God to when weapons do form, when things do happen, when people do things to us, understand that God has it under control. God has it under control. There's nothing you can do to fix the problem. More than likely, if you try to put yourself in control and do something to try to get even, 9 times out of 10, you will make the situation worse. You will not just more than likely, you're not going to make the other person's situation worse. You're going to make your situation worse. Why? Because you're spending too much time on something that was a battle that wasn't even meant for you to fight, because it was out of your control. It was completely out of your control. That's where let go and let God comes from. You got to give it to God and know that he's going to take care of it. That's why God says forgive. And it also states in the Bible that you must forgive. And if you don't forgive, then God will not forgive you for the things that you've done. So you must forgive in order to live a happy life. Understand, forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. Forgiveness is for you. It's just that simple. Why is it for you? Because you get to continue on with your life. You get to be happy. That situation, person, place, or thing, it does not have control over you. Right? And you're not going to allow a situation to dictate your life, because you got the rest of your life to live. That's just one moment. It might be one moment of being down, but it's just a moment. It doesn't have to last forever unless you allow it to last forever. When you allow certain emotions to bottle up inside of you, but it doesn't have to be that way. Yeah, life is unfair. Life can be so unfair. Things are going to happen. But every single situation that transpired in your life, is for a purpose. Okay? Because you have purpose. God has given each and every one of us purpose. So understand, when you change that understanding of knowing that whatever God allows to transpire in my life, even when it seems unfair in the moment, it is for a reason. It is a purpose in what is going on right now. I might not understand it now, but eventually God will reveal it to me, why he had to allow these things to happen. Okay? So we got to learn to forgive, y'all. That's what we working on, y'all. That's what we're resting on. That's what we're going to be resting on. As I read this book, I'm going to continue to share with you all what I'm learning. Forgiveness, forgive to live. You can't live if you're not forgiving, right? Because you're gonna be so stuck on the emotions on why this person did this to me. This people did this to me. This did this to me. This did this to me. To the point where you'll never be able to fulfill your purpose. You'll never be able to do what God has called you to do. Why? Because you're stuck on something that happened that you can't bring back, that you can't readjust. There's nothing you can do about it. What's done is done. All you can do is move forward and say, hey, it happened, but it's okay. Life goes on. Life goes on. Okay? But that's what I have for y'all today. I'm so excited to get on to the next one and share more with you guys about this book. In the next chapter, it's called My Life is Your Fault. Oh, gosh, this book has convicted me so much, y'all. And I know if you go and read this book, it probably would do the same to you, because I'm telling you, we could all be guilty of the things that's in this book. But it's so good and it helps. And it also has assignments for you so that you can also you can learn how to forgive. You know, sometimes all it takes is for you to, you know, get that pain and that hurt out. You know, just that simple. All right. But that's all I got for y'all today. I love y'all so much. Y'all know where to find me. Not on my website right now. Right now, my website is down under construction. But if you want to get in contact with me, don't hesitate. divinebeautycoaching@gmail.com. Hit me up in my email. All right. divinebeautycoaching@gmail.com. If y'all want to reach out to me and you need prayer, I'm here. I can pray for you. Even if you don't need prayer and you just want somebody to speak at an event, at a group home, to even in prisons, like that's something that I really, really want to do. Prisons, you know, give somebody encouragement, whatever it may be. I'm here. You know, I love to motivate people. That's what I do. I love to do it. So reach out to me again at divinebeautycoaching@gmail.com. And y'all know where to find me, even on social media. Reach out to me. Instagram, Divine Beauty Coaching, @DivineBeautyCoaching. TikTok, Divine Beauty Coaching LLC. And on Facebook at Chandrell Fortenberry. I love y'all so much. Y'all take care. Peace.